you got a lawyer and a judge. And it's the Supreme Court. And when that ruling come down, all lesser courts have to follow that verdict. Amen. And so David knew, David said, examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Now, let me tell you something. You can lie to mama. You can lie to daddy. You can lie to your brothers and sisters. You can lie to me too. But when you stand in front of the judge and you say, examine me, meaning you telling the Lord, Lord, break out the facts. Somebody say, open the book.
Open the book.
Break out the facts and examine me, Lord. This is what David's saying. And then he said, prove me. In other words, this is real important. After he says to do that, then he says, put me on trial. Now, let me tell you something. They told us we're going to sound like we're crazy. Did they not? I haven't seen nobody yet go before the judge and this volunteer said, try me. They just put me on trial. Most of us try to run away from court. Mm-hmm. Stay away from it. But here David running to the court saying, put me on trial. Examine me. And then listen to what he's saying. He said, I have trusted in the Lord. He said, put me on trial, Lord, and cross-examine me. Then he puts on there, test my motives and my affection. Now, why would David ask the Lord to test his motive? Anybody know? Anybody know? Well, let's take a look at it. How many people here have ever been to court before? Y'all been to court before? And so you can help some of those who have never been to court yet. But when you had to go to court, did you clean yourself up? Mm-hmm. Didn't you start doing right? You ain't never done right before in your life. I'm just saying. But when you had to go to court, you start going right. You start giving out beans and rice. You start sweeping the floor that nobody asked you to sweep. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning up your room and you start coming to church on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? You start doing things. You start looking good. You shave yourself. Make sure you look real good. You want to look as innocent. Pants that was sagging, now you're wearing a belt when you're putting them up. Amen. T-shirt that was on backwards is now right side in. You start looking good. Why is that? Why we do that? Because, see, we got to look like our motives are pure. Because, you know, we know that if I come to court and I'm looking gangster, or I'm looking raggedy, you know that got a lot of weight. It can convince somebody that I'm something that I'm not. Is that right? Amen. And so then they got to start examining you on the inside. And this is what David was asking God to do. Examine my motives, Lord. I'm not here just to get over. I'm not here because I'm accused and I don't want to spend the time for doing something that I did. That's not my motive. I'm not here trying to get over on people or something. If I did wrong, then try me for doing something wrong. So David is saying here, test my motives and my affection, Lord. See, I come to you. I didn't come to you because you my daddy. You know how some kids do when they get in trouble. Y'all don't have children don't do that nowadays. When they get in trouble, they be right up on mom and dad. Any other time, they don't never see mom and dad. Don't ask them for nothing. Stay locked up in their rooms or whatever. Let them get in trouble. Amen. They all, see, even David said, now, God, examine my affection for you. See, I'm not just calling you because now I'm in trouble. I've always been with you. I've always talked to you, Lord. I've always served you, Lord. I've come to church 3-4 times a week, Lord. I'm not just coming to church now because I'm in trouble. Examine my affection for you. This is not faith because I need your help. Uh-oh. See, what happens to a lot of people that they come to church just right after they get in some trouble, and they'll stay in church until the court date is over. And when they found innocent, then you don't see them again until they're in trouble again. Boy, they know how to run and where to run. David and God is trying to tell us something here. And then he said, for I am constantly aware of your unfailing love. In the third verse, I am constantly aware of your unfailing love, and I have lived according to your truth. Now, when we have to go before Christ, before God, when we're being accused of something, we better have some kind of history. Right here. That somebody, because you guess what? Every time we have to go to a court, a circuit court, you go around and the first thing they tell you to do, go get some character witnesses. Get some character statements. Somebody got to vouch for you. Is that right? And guess what we have to do? We'll go around in my phone book, in my pool of numbers and people. I have to try to find somebody that's going to say something good about me. Ain't that a shame? You know, out of a book of 100, I only got 2 people that may say something good. And probably what they're going to say is, he's all right with me, I don't know him that well. He ain't never done nothing to me, I don't see him often. But they told me he was my cousin, so he must be all right. That's your character love. We have to then go around, but see, you have the opportunity now. You here in church, you work during the week for Christ. You are building your character letters for when you have to go in front of God and say, God, I'm being falsely accused. You try me. I can't depend on the material that the circuit court has, because all that is fabrication. But Lord, you the true judge. You examine me. Y'all got that? And then I want you to show you something that David set himself up with. Everybody better know in here that we are enemies of this world. Amen. But we don't belong here. We belong in heaven. Y'all follow me? People in this world, are enemy to us. And they're going to accuse you all the time. They're going to say you're not this, you're not that. You're going to have it. But David lived his life. And let me tell you what he said. In the 4th verse, he's telling Christ how he lived his life. Same thing you're going to do when you stand in front of the circuit court judge. Well, Judge, I've been going to school every day. I get up in the morning, Judge, I make my bed. I ain't never disobeyed my mom and daddy. And then mom and daddy got to come up and testify about that one. Y'all follow me? So here's David. David in the 4th verse says, Lord, because he's on trial now. Lord, I do not spend time with liars. Uh-oh. Because you know, them court people always said, are you a gangbanger? You spend your time with gangbangers, don't you? You know, you here for fighting. Don't you spend your time always around violent people? You've been hanging with these three people, and they fight every day, and they got a court date coming up. And now you here, and you saying you don't fight. Something wrong with that picture. So here David is pleading his case. He says, see, they really don't have a case against me, Lord. Because he said, they can't accuse me of lying. I don't even hang with liars. And then he said, or I don't go along with hypocrites. Lord, this guy David sounds like he's already innocent, don't he? Mm-hmm. And then he said in the 5th verse, he's pleading his case. He said, I hate the gathering of those who do evil. Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy. Dude, this guy sounds like a saint. I know some of us sitting out here now saying, Lord, I don't have a chance. Don't let this deter you. David is trying to show you, God is trying to show you how to get character.